How you doing? Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs. We're back on our Rob's Softail chop. Righto, so we have material. The material has materialised, so now we can crack on. What we've worked out is that we need to get these front tubes in, don't we? So I'll run a straight edge along the front to see where they come. And I know that they're going to come about there. So the very front edge of the tube here is going to point just in front of this joint, which is happy days for me. That's about as standard. We're going to have a very, very mini micro gooseneck, but not a swoopy tubey. We're just going to have a bigger plate on here than is standard because of the rake. So that's all cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this off to suit the backbone in there, and then get it offered up proper because I can't get it in light, and see how straight it is. I'm hoping that we don't have to fuck about with these, but we might. So we'll see. We'll see how it lines up. I'll get that trimmed off. I'll get my lens cleaned as well because it's shocking. And we'll see what's what. Righto, this might end up not being the best video you've ever seen me do because it is a bit of a case of getting on with it. So I'm not videoing every bit. Look, we have tweaked them ever so slightly, these bottom rails. We just warmed them up a bit with the gas axe and just pulled them rails forward a bit. The reason for that is this clearance on the standard frame. There's a fucking big cutout, look. There's an oink. There's a flute. I didn't want to flute the new tube. I want it looking nicer than that. I didn't want to chop it and weld a bit in or warm it up and fucking knock it flat, press it with a press or whatever like. I thought, fuck that. I ain't having that. What I need is to make sure I've got 3 inches or so from there to there to get the plate in for his fucking steering stops and his steering lock. I'll cut that bit off on my dyno, the back of the yoke, but we're keeping that. So I need clearance. So I can't go right far forward to here like. That ain't going to fucking work. So I've tweaked a bit. And got that tacked in like fucking so. So then we'll plate this, emulating the stock kind of thing. The issue I've got is fitting everything in with the slugs. Yeah, so I'm fortunate with these, there's enough wiggle room that I can manipulate them in. They just need to drop in and forward a bit, but this ain't going to fit. There's going to be one here that goes to a plate on here probably. Again, copying the standard kind of setup. Look, that's that. Look, goes to a plate that we ain't using a casting. Somewhere here, and I ain't going to be able to get it in with these fucking rails in. That's not going to happen. So I put a very light tack on this one. I'll get the other one cut and trimmed and fucking coped into place. You know, kind of like that, but it's going to need a good slice out of the inside there because it's going to fucking hit this. So that's going to get chopped off there, and then a bit's going to get cut out maybe down to about here. We'll see how that goes. And then I ain't going to tack that in. I'm not going to weld that in. I'm going to look at this plate. I might put a little tack on it. Look at a plate here and this because I'm going to have to fit that before both of them rails, otherwise I won't get the fucker in basically. Okay, kind of a little something like that, look. So we've coped down to about here to pull them together so they can join in one another and sit parallel with each other. And I have literally got it held with magnets, smoke and mirrors, because of this fucker. It's going to come in here, so I think that might be next on the agenda before I fix these properly or anything. Even look at this because if I won't be able to get that in, like I say, so I'm going to have a look at that. We'll get a bit of tube and we'll put it in place and we'll see where it comes, and then we'll see about fabricating a nice little plate or something, a little fucking fillet. Don't know. we'll make something pretty that's going to do the job nicely, eh? Fuck it. And there we go, look. There's one fucking bit of tube that's going to sit somewhere in there on a plate that I'm about to fabricate. A bit of a curvy bottom. Hey, well, like a curvy bottom going up to there, and that'll strengthen that substantially. Not that it really fucking needs it. I mean, once this is plated in, it's going to be fucking tougher than a minibus full of Millwall fans, isn't it? Bless it. So, yeah, I'll get a bit of CAD on the go, off camera, and then probably film myself chopping it out with a bit of 3mm plate, I think I'll do, eh? So we're going to have a little bit of something like that. I'm just going to brace it out. It's a chunk of a plate, ain't it? And I'm not going to go with 3mm. I'm going to go with good old 5mm. Fuck it. I'm going to use 5mm for this. Look, I've chalked around it. And I'm going to use 5mm in here. But this bottom strip's going to be 6 or whatever. I don't know, something maybe a bit heavier. Maybe. I'll have to measure that, won't I? See what that comes in at. If it's as thick as stock or a little bit thicker, we'll be on to a fucking winner. So anyway, I'll get it sliced out with a fucking cutting disc and cleaned up and see what's what. So there we go, again by the magic of television. There's that plate lightly tacked in. The 2 front tubes are tacked in at the top. We're going to get some welds on the bottom and then fix this plate and this tube, and then we're really starting to fucking come together and take shape, aren't we? It's just this, I might have to offer the yoke up to make this because the steering stop gusset plate brace fucking casting thing don't sit parallel with that. It raises up a bit at the back, follows the line of the back of the... I'll show you, look, I'm fucking going on about it. Come with me. Here we go. What we have, look, is a failure to... No, look, we've got this fucking horseshoe affair on the back of the yoke for the steering lock. Now, I'll cut mine off my dyno because it gets in the fucking way, but we're not doing that on this. That's not in my brief. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it goes slightly up. So the strengthening gusset plate, steering stop plate that we're going to put in needs to follow the line of that, basically. We might have to put the bottom yoke on before we can fab that bit, is what I'm waffling on about.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuckstock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. Fuckstock, you know it makes sense.
Just a quickie, missus. So we're getting a few tacks on. I've took this off because I wanted to weld in there, look, before we drop that in there, bearing in mind that I've just welded that, so it's fucking hot. But now that'll cover that and it's already welded, so that is fucking happy days. Get that tacked on. Okie fucking dokie, so that's all tacked up enough not to want to go anywhere. What my plan is now, because like I say about this bottom yoke fucking thing, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo this rear upright on the bench there, undo the headstock fucking clamperini that's all marked up. We can repeat that, it's no problem. Not that we're going to be moving it, and we're going to twat that off. Then we're going to rotate it out and work on it with the yoke, see what's going on with that yoke. I think that is the fucking way to go, or try and work it out from the existing. You know, we can measure up from here, we can measure up from here to there, and we can work out this angle, and we know how wide it is, so we're not going to be a million miles out. As long as we're not too low, it won't catch it, which is going to be the cunt light. And if it's too high, then the steering stops won't touch it, and that's full of lube. Look, cheers, Rob. Yeah, Right, we've grown a pair and we've decided that we can measure off this, and we know this is 23 millimeters from the bottom of the bearing, bottom of the headstock, sorry. So we've had a measure and that comes to there. We'll do it. There's plenty of tolerance. I've had a measure of the yokes. So we've made ourselves this little flitch plate that we're now going to centralise this way, and it's going to sit in, really bad filming, going to sit in there like that, and then we can fill this space in there, and we'll do another plate to fill that space in there, and then where that joins on there from here we'll do a bit of something like that, I think. Then we'll fucking have it belt and braces. Belt and fucking braces. Right, you started off very dark then. I don't know what's going on with the old camera, but there we have it, look. I've had a measure and we need the height from here back for the steering stops and clearance for that horseshoe. Got that, I've measured up, I've offered up the original one, and this sits a little bit higher at the back here, but it's a little bit longer, so no dramas. And we have plated up, ready to weld up. So now, like I say, we should be tougher than a tough thing. It's just coming back from the McTuff conventions. We'll have plenty of nice welds going on. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to double check, sanity check that yoke, and we've got a few more bits and bobs to do before the weld and clean up, which is fuck these off, these three things. They're all going bye-byes. They're getting welded up, and then we've got to mount Rob's petrol tank, which is a bit of a Mustang affair. You may notice I've done a bit of a swoopity there, and that kind of emulates the curvy of the Mustang and this, so we'll get that mounted next. I think we'll get them cleaned off next, actually. Well, we've got to, because I can't mount the tank with them there, you dickhead. So I'll grind them off, clean it all up. I think they might be slugs that go all the way in, but I don't know. All the way through, like, full depth. And then if they are, I can just weld the top of them up, grind them off, weld them up, clean them up, done. Same with that, that's gone. And then look at mounting the petrol tank, can't we? That'll be happy days. Righto, with them sanded down, I can weld them up. I've left the inserts in. They don't go right through to the bottom of the backbone, they just go in a bit about so far, ½ inch deep. But there's no point in having them out and machining bits and putting the bits in and welding them in. I'll just leave what's in there in. Turn my mask on. And weld them up. Okie dokie, so that's those all filled, gone, bye-byes, and welded up. Next thing is to mount the fucking petrol tank, which is a bit heavy with one hand. So what I'll do is we'll get this on. It's gonna have to go about there. What do you reckon? About there. The thing I'm not sure about is obviously the steering stops. Although I've done this, I might have to fucking alter them depending on where it's whatever it's on the yoke like. If the yoke clouts that, we'll have to modify that. What I'm very tempted to do before I mount this tank, although there's no really, I was going to say I'll take it off the jig, I'll unbolt it all and fuck it off and put the yokes in loose, although we ain't got the outer races for the bearing, so it'll only be a look-see like. But that's not going to alter where the tank goes, because it can only really go where it is. It can move forward a little bit, but I'm not bothered. I think it actually sits nice back a bit, and we want the clearance for the yokes. We want the imagined clearance that we might need, because this sits higher and a bit further forward than the standard thing. So we could probably go all systems go on the tank mount, in which case what I'll do is level it up this way, get a tack on here and then drill through for the mounts. That's going to be right in the way, so fuck it, let's have that off anyway and go from there. So we have that in place, look, and we've got the old angle dangle with tenth of a degree out, which I'm happy with because the top of the tank's going to be more undulating than a tenth of a fucking degree. And we have marked, centre marked where the holes are going to go. This one's back a bit from middle because it's going to sit better. That one's middle for diddle. And we'll get them drilled through. Put a pilot hole through, 3mm. Drill a 3mm hole through there, and that will give us the location in the frame where the slugs I'm about to make, the threaded chats I'm about to make, are going to go. So it'll all bolt up where it is now. So I'll get that done off camera. I will pilot drill them and then drill them out 8.5mm on the tank, and whatever size I decide to make the fucking top hat chats slugs for the frame. Okay, so we're hop, skip and a jump. We have 13mm holes drilled in top tube, 8.5mm holes drilled in the mountains, not those mountains, West Virginia, Mad Mama. And we have a little sketch. We're going to make 2 inserts with an M8 threading, 21mm flange. One 13-year-old boy. 13mm on the step down, 6mm flange, 15mm yada yada. So, as is customary, we'll get ourselves a chunk of fucking shit cut off. This is a bit of mild steel that's been galvanised. It was used for some fucking thing. I think things ran on it or something, I'm not sure. But you don't need to worry about that because that's all going bye-byes like. Come on. Nice and slow this morning, the old saw. Steady away. Righto, so with that chucked up, we can fire the old gallows. Give this a face off. Like so. And we want 21mm, don't we, for the biggest flange. I think this is 25mm. Let's go. Let's have a cut. See what's what. Oh, we've got no drive, hold on. Here we go. Just whack it in gear, that'd help. Right, let's have a look then. That is now 23mm. 23.03, set my digital readout. X is 23.03, enter. We want 21. You reckon it'll do it in one go? Of course it will. Which is there. So, and each one's 21mm long, plus 3mm for the cut is 24mm. So we'll take this down with a bit of looby-dooby, because that's what separates us from the animals. We'll take this down to 24 and a bit. This is just coming up. 23, 24, oh fuck it, get 25, sod the expense. Right, and now this bit needs to be 13, don't it? So we're going from 21 to 13, is 8mm. So we'll do another 2mm depth of cut, which will take 4mm off. So 21 down to 17 is there. And this bit needs to be 15mm. So, got more loop. Take this down to 15mm. 14, 14.8, 14.9, 15. and now wind it into my 13mm. Finished size is there. The tolerances are massive. We're going in a drilled hole and welding it in, so I'm pretty sure we'll be alright. Come on, baby, here we go. Sorted. Rightio there. So in we come with centre drill, looking a bit blue on the end from that last job I did in stainless. Oh, which you didn't see, it was some spaces for the dyno fucking brake adapter plate, using an old wheel with a newer caliper. There we go, so that's that centred. We'll drill that out now to 6.8, like so. We're on about, I'll go about 30mm for this, that'll give us a nice even thread. We could do them after, we could spin them round and fucking thread them up from the top. Yeah, that's what we'll do, fuck it. So we'll take this out to 21 plus a bit is 24. We'll go a little bit deeper than 24. We'll go 30, fuck it, which is there. And we'll break that edge. And then we'll get it parted off and spin it round. Righto, so we'll just touch that face. And we know that this wants to be 6mm plus the tool is 9mm. So which is there. We'll go 9.25 to allow a face off. So 10 thou. Lock off my carriage off camera. Bring the lube in off camera. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Oh. Fucking send it. Yeah. Can't catch it. Boosh, come on. Yeah, happy day, sorted. Righto, so that's spun round and chucked up. And excuse me, just going to take that 10th output off. Okay, and it's not, the tolerances are fucking massive. But we like to keep things how we like to keep things. We like to do it right. If the chop's worth going and all that shit, break that edge. And now we'll come in with a countersunk bit. Give us a chamfer man. Ready to take that thread. Okie dokie, so here's the bit my dad loves. I know you're watching. He can't get his head around the fact that we don't have to back these taps out. That we can literally just send it. Let me move you around like fucking so you can see all the action. That'll just work its way in there quite nicely. Run that through and we'll put it into reverse and speed it up so that we can fuck it off like fucking so. Quick blowout, and that is one of them done. Ready to weld in the frame. Happy days. Righto, so that's them welded in and curved. We've shaped them because the brackets are curved. There's a little bit of a standoff, 1/4 of an inch standoff, so that nothing hits. And Bob's your auntie there with a tank. Next up, the last couple of brackets are this front bracket, standard front bracket, which I've chopped out of frame and cleaned up. That's going to sit somewhere there. Yeah, with it, it's got a cable holder as standard there, and I'm not sure what that's for. But we'll put that in. And the regulator rectifier, front master cylinder bracket, that I need to work out where it goes. I'm hoping I can get it right on that join. It does mean I'll have to weld and clean the join before I can fit this bracket, but you know, nothing wrong with that. I'll try where the regulator rectifier comes. I might have to put the oil filter back in and see where the master cylinder comes as well, because I've got no witness marks to show where this came from. Right, I didn't think to measure up and down how far it was. Righty, fucking I've just burnt my bastard finger welding that bracket on. So off camera, because you've seen me doing enough welding and fucking about, I've welded and cleaned up those joins, marked off where this needs to be. I figure there's absolutely no witness marks on the bit I cut off from where that was, so it was on the bottom half, and I've cleaned off the marks. I've got it as high as I can. It's just level with the join, so it couldn't have been any higher. It should well clear everything that goes in there, and that is the fabrication done. So all that's left really is for me to give it a bit of a preheat, I think, weld up the joins, give it a good clean up, and Bob's your fucking answer. We'll have a walk round after. I'm not going to go mad dressing welds because the factory welds are there to be seen, so we want to keep it in keeping, don't we? Yeah, happy days. Tank's on, that top stays on, regulator, rectifier and front master cylinder bracket is on. And there we have it, look. Try not to get the glary lights in. We're all cleaned up. We've done a rosette, so plug welds as we call them in the UK, and the same, there's 6 in total, 2 on each upright and 2 on there. They're all sanded down and made to look nice. So that is all of the fabrication, welding, etc, etc done. I'll drop the tank on and get a screenshot, get a photo like, but fucking happy days, we're sorted. So there you go, that's done. Short little series of videos showing what I do when I do that I do. It just leaves me as always to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Check out all the bumps in the description below. Please consider joining or at least subbing, it really helps the channel, and I will see you on the next one, everyone. Have a great one. Big love everyone, see you soon.